Hello everyone, it's Adam from Megadads. I hope this video finds you well. I hope you had an amazing holiday and a great new year. I hope you have a lot of reason to celebrate this transition into 2022. Let's leave some of those less desirable things in the past and move forward with a bright optimism that 2022 is going to bring great things for us all. We all know, of course, that 2022 is looking to be gargantuan year for video games. We already know there's a slew of amazing games on the docket, but that does not mean 2021 was a slouch, and that's what we are here to talk about. It's time to discuss Game of the Year. Now, we here at Megadads always let that calendar year expire before we have our Game of the Year discussions. That way, if there are any late entry games that we think we need to play to have a more complete sampling of what we think might be our favorites for the year, we can do that. Well, we're in 2022 now, which means we're going to talk about 2021, the best games that were on offer in my opinion. So without any further ado, third place for Game of the Year is Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Just so
metal.
Yeah.
Now, Guardians of the Galaxy really surprised me. My enthusiasm for this game was tepid. I'm a huge Marvel fan. I love Guardians of the Galaxy, the films. But once I got this game in my hands, I was blown away with how original it is. The game throws in all sorts of new events and things for you to do in meeting new characters and exploring new worlds. There are really awesome flight sequences in this game. There aren't very many of them, which makes them all the more special when they actually happen. Because once you get into the cockpit of the Milano and you're flying through space, blasting bad guys out of the sky, out of space, I guess. It's really incredible. It's an exhilarating feeling. It controls great, looks great. Feels great, and a big part of this game's identity is that personality. This game is really all about connection with your teammates, both in the way that their mannerisms and the way they communicate with each other, but also the gameplay itself. The battle system is fantastic. Being able to take charge as Star-Lord and issue commands to your squad, and have them issue up special attacks or heal, things like that on the fly. It's chaotic, it's crazy chaotic, which kind of goes with the characterization of Guardians of the Galaxy. It suits it well. And then the other thing is the music. This game has a fantastic soundtrack. As an old fart like me who grew up in the 80s, being able to hear all these awesome 80s pop and rock songs as you blast alien bad guys away with just exuberant explosions of color and light, and this game just, you can't help but smile as you're playing it. So Guardians of the Galaxy from Eidos Montreal was a fantastic experience, a very surprising experience. I couldn't, if you would have told me earlier in the year that this game would be on my short list for Game of the Year, I wouldn't have believed it. So Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is third place for me, which brings us to runner-up for Game of the Year, which is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Now, Ratchet and Clank, this was almost a shoo-in, a guarantee to be on this list for me. The people at Insomniac have been delivering incredibly polished and top-tier video games that rival anybody in the business, delivering fantastic games like Marvel's Spider-Man, which was my 2018 Game of the Year. And this property, this Ratchet and Clank property, It's old reliable. Some people have pointed that to being kind of a detriment to this game, where with Ratchet and Clank, you really know what you're going to get. You know you're going to get something fantastic, but they kind of stay contained in that bubble of what a Ratchet and Clank game is. I think Rift Apart pushes the boundaries of that bubble. They don't quite pop that bubble, but they come really close with the introduction of new characters and just the power, the raw power of the PlayStation 5 being able to teleport through those rifts instantaneously really just gives a fresh feel to this Ratchet and Clank experience. Now, you are going to still be doing a lot of the same things, but you're going to be doing it at a polish and just a tightness that we've never seen before. The DualSense is the greatest controller that there has ever been in gaming. I absolutely love what we are able to not just feel, but how it changes how the gameplay works. Ratchet and Clank is a game all about shooting and weaponry and fantastic gadgets, and with the adaptive triggers of the DualSense, you are able to essentially have the triggers be primary and secondary buttons. So that DualSense really allows you as the player to have a more nuanced experience when playing with these just ridiculous weapons that the folks at Insomniac always deliver us. The storytelling in Ratchet and Clank is heartwarming, it is funny, awesome gameplay, awesome graphics. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is, it's not a surprising entry on this list, but it's just AAA game all the way through and through. So congratulations to the folks at Insomniac Games on another amazing adventure. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is my runner-up for Game of the Year, which brings us to my Game of the Year for 2021.
Ground yourself. Feel the energy of the mountain. Draw on its power.
Kena Bridge of Spirits is the debut video game from developers Ember Lab, and this game absolutely enthralled me from start to finish. Such magnificent storytelling, told with such grace. There's a maturity in the message and the story that they're telling, but it's also told, not in just an overly dramatic way. It's not the feelings that you are going to have while playing this game, the emotions that they are pulling from you are nuanced. There's a lot of sadness here, but there's also a lot of hope, and there's a lot of charm, told mostly through the conduits of the Rot and Kena. They're very lovable and colorful characters, but the story being told here is just it's so resonant, right? It's about life, death, and the importance of accepting both sides of that coin. Kena is a spirit guide who comes to this village that has seen unspeakable tragedy, and she is there to help. And the way that she does that, the way that she can help these people who are no longer alive, is to help them come to terms with what happened there. The tragedy that has already happened, Kena can't change it. Kena can't make it better, but she can help these people come to terms with a tragedy that befell all of them. And in doing so, she can allow them to appreciate the life that they led and the people that they met and shared those experiences, those life experiences with. And in doing so, they can come to terms and come to peace with the fact that that chapter of their life is over, and they're moving on to the great unknown, to whatever comes next. I just found that so powerful, so meaningful, and this game brought me to tears multiple times. But above and beyond just the storytelling, which is always paramount for me, any game that lands on my Game of the Year list typically is a game that can tell a story in a powerful and meaningful way that sits with me. But this game also has incredible gameplay. It's simplistic in a way that calls back to like PlayStation 2 era mascot platformers. There aren't a lot of complicated controls. There aren't a lot of weapons or skills. They do introduce new things throughout the campaign to keep it fresh, but it's all done simplistically. The game is a hard game. It's a challenging game, but it's challenging in a way that doesn't demand a lot from you as the player to learn new combos or to equip new weapons. Everything that you need to succeed in Kena it's in here, and once the game communicates and teaches you what to do, it's all down to you, and not in an overly punishing way. This isn't a Dark Souls experience, but it is challenging. It is gonna demand that you are on the top of your game. I enjoyed exploring this world, this beautiful world, and finding all the little rots and giving them little hats, and just getting to know Kena, who is a very kind of lonely character, right? She is on her journey. She's traveling and serving these spirits and these souls, but ultimately she has to let everything go that she comes into contact with. Everybody that she meets, she eventually has to let go, and she comments on that, and she speaks about the sadness of this place isn't going to be quite the same without you, but my experience is made richer from knowing you and from being able to help you. And there's just something sweet and just heartwarming and universal about that message. Something we all have to accept, and it's something that we're all better off appreciating the time that we have and the people that we love, because it's not going to last. But that doesn't mean it's without meaning. In fact, that maybe makes it mean a little bit more. Kena Bridge of Spirits is an enchanting game. It is my 2021 Megadad's Game of the Year. That's gonna do it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you maybe found some recommendations, something to play that you wouldn't have otherwise. Please go play Kena. It is a fantastic experience. And then if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it, make sure you subscribe. We're really trying to grow what we do here at Megadads on YouTube on the video front. It's been my primary focus this year. I hope you've enjoyed what I've been able to create here and other members of the team have been able to create for you. 2022 is going to be an even bigger year. We've got lots of big plans, and we're just getting started. So thank you so much, and we will see you next time.